I think we're ready. Last call for the Fabius photo show.
Mr. Fieldwood, see the best.
I can watch it right here, right? Yeah. Okay, the Fabius Baptist Church, they just celebrated their 200-year celebration here of being the Baptist church in the town of Fabius. And I put on a slideshow of pictures of the Baptist church. It's really one of the most photographed things in our town, I think, is the Baptist church, because I have several pictures of the Baptist church. And so this is the sign that's out in front of the church. That's a nice picture there, an early picture of it. And this is earlier yet. And years ago, out beside Pettit Street, there was this building. When they came to church, they parked their horses in that building. So when the horses would be undercover when they were in having their services. Now the lumber for that church was cut down on the Bacon Farm, and that's down Keeney Settlement Road, where that stone house there where Max used to live. The Bacon family built that, and they had a dam down in there across the road, and all the lumber for that church was sawed out right there in that lumber mill. Can you figure out where it is there? It's on the corner of Bailey and Keeney. Okay? And that's their house right there. Now, the Bacon house was just a stone part. Then Max, they put that addition on there on the inner side. My mother used to go there years ago and get her hair fixed. And this is that horse barn where the horses went in when the people were... See, there was a carriage place there where they got off that block there, where they got off their buggies.
Hey, Pete, the firehouse in front of that to your left, where was the firehouse?
The firehouse is up by the corner. I think we're going to have a picture of it, yeah.
That's the cemetery ghost.
That's the cemetery behind the church, is it? I'm not sure.
Yes, it is.
Yesterday, Pete, when we were going through these slides with one of the teachers, he saw that person standing there and he goes, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Well, that's just the Fabius ghost." Everybody knows about that. And
You mean this?
that little shadow there, you
That
know,
person.
he goes, "Well, the ghost photographed. You know, they're not supposed to photograph."
I don't know what we're looking at.
Okay, this is the inside of the church, and it's pretty much the same now. Maybe it ain't quite so fancy with the fixtures inside there, but it's pretty close to what it is right now. In the spring, there was going to be an auction down in New York City, and this stand was to be auctioned off. And they called me at this auction place, and they wanted to know if I knew any history on this stand. Of course, I didn't, and it come from the Fabius Baptist Church. But there's a description on the back end of it, or underneath, that the St. John's family, and they lived on the corner of Irwin and 80. They donated that to the church way back when the church was built. And how it got out of the church, nobody knows. And I guess it was sold for $450,000.
Why?
But
Why?
why?
Why? What's significant about that?
Well, it was handmade, and
The date or something?
the date of it, and it's
There's something unique about
a
the
marble top.
And the wood was something special.
So, that's all I know about it. There it is again. Somebody had a lot of money to spend. Now this is the house on the back street where Dave Fisher lives. That used to be the place for the minister to live. And that was another thing. They thought maybe this thing was moved, that stand was moved there, and when they got rid of the house, they left the stand in the house. They didn't bring it back to the church. So they could have got away that way. Okay, now this is the Davis store. Then it became the Shea store. Now it's Annie's. And then years ago, the post office was in there. And Benedict had a place there. It was the next place where Bob DeMoore's office is. And you see those things hanging up on the porch? There were things they put on the horses so they keep them warm in the winter, and in the summer they had them for flies, so the flies wouldn't get on. And then people are on a sled, believe it. That's the Benedict place over there. You see the Shea store and the Benedict place there, there was a space between them. And Charles Shea got it and he filled it in and made it all in one building there. I don't know, does anybody know any of these people sitting on the porch? I don't know. Now that's the inside of the Benedict store. He had all kinds of stuff in there. Now that was the Cushing Hotel. Now that sets for the store next to Shea Store. That burned down, I believe, in 1945. And this was the Shea Store. And you see the space between the two stores was open there. Now this one. The Gallinger store. I believe isn't that the one, it's the one down on the lower end of town where the bar used to be. That was the Gallinger store. There's Shea's. And they had a gas pump out in front. See the space between the two? Store looks small that way, doesn't it? That's in the middle of winter, that's what's coming.
That's what I'm saying, probably next week.
No, something else of it.
Another old car. This in here, can you,
Real estate.
is it real
Insurance.
estate?
Insurance.
I can't make it out.
Real estate and insurance.
There, that's how it looks today. Pretty much. That's another new picture. Now this was the Hamilton store over on the corner there where that old gas station was. Now, at one time, Hamilton and Shea owned that together. That's still the same place. That burned up too.
With the satellite thing.
You know where you turn down by the cemetery right there in the corner?
Where's that? That's Debbie Chase's house, Debbie Foster's house.
That's where the barber shop is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the right.
And Cushing Hotel to the left.
Yeah, and there was a space between there where you could drive a truck. Can you imagine that place burning down and not Chase's house? But, you know, they had their siding lock here not too long ago, and all their wood inside there is charred. But they saved that house. There. See, now that Cushing Hotel went way over probably where that fence is now. So there was only room to drive a truck through there. That's that house again, Chase's. Now this is a new picture. Is this inside Chase's house?
That's inside Chase's house.
That's the
Inside.
Corbin family.
That's where you get a haircut now.
Yeah. In that front row?
Yep.
Now this is Hamilton and Shea store again. See, that's the monument on the other side there. You see the stone wall? This burned down too, by the way, this building.
I see.
I don't know, is that Hamilton?
Yes.
That's supposed to be Carl, right?
Carl Hamilton?
And he's modeling the fancy clothing that they sell. It's kind of one size fits all.
Maybe he'll grow into it.
They had some gas pumps too. See, it become an IGA store. And, see, that's the monk's house over yonder. This is down Keeney Road.
So did Carl buy out Shea, or how did it work?
But they wasn't partners too long, just a little while.
There was Mike Shea, right?
There was Mike Shea. Now, this here was the Gallinger place, and then, remember Bill Zelickman? His people own that place, and they run a bar there, and there's been a lot of bar people in there. And that other house, Dave Reed, he used to be the head janitor of the school. He lived in that house.
Ray, can you offer any insight?
What's that?
Ray-
Not really. My grandfather and my mother owned and operated that store and lived in that house
In the house,
in
too?
the 20s.
In the 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they took that porch off, and then Siemens's, they put it back on, because the house looked pretty bad without that porch on. I guess it rotted off, and the Siemens's put it back on, so.
You'd been off through the house?
Now, everybody know where that is? That's on the corner of Mill Street, 80 there. Now, this one's hard to see. Somebody's got to help me with this one.
I think that's a close-up of the store previous. Is that possible?
It's a blanket front there, that's what was in front of the store.
Yeah.
Rudd store?
No, it's still the same store.
Oh, still the same store?
And that was a little kid that was in the corner of the picture. I just wondered who he was posing there. I thought maybe it was Ray Green or something.
No, nobody had
That
too
was the
much
right vintage.
What do you think it is? Wilton Hamilton.
Hamilton? Well, that's my father. You see, beside that store was a feed mill. And they used to have to come to town with the horses and sleigh and got the feed for the cows. That was a bar at that time.
Where is that?
The feed store is where the blacksmith shop is now. The first part of that blacksmith shop was part of the feed mill. And then the rest was torn down.
Pete, would he have taken corn and oats down to be ground or just buy feed?
I believe they brought oats down to be ground.
Now, was that a postcard, Peter, or did
No.
someone from your family take that picture?
My aunt took that picture. She lived, you know, on the opposite corner across the road. She run a beauty and barber shop there.
Okay.
Emma Jacoby. She took that picture.
Ron, what's the car buried in the snow?
Yeah, they're old cars, right, Ron?
Yep.
Can you see them?
That would date the film, the picture for us.
Well, it's in the mid-30s.
I thought it was a snowbank.
So that was before my time.
Did your dad live on the top of the hill at that time? I just
Yep.
can't imagine going through the snow if it was like that there.
Yeah, they lived up on top of the hill. Where we live now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now this is on the lower end of town. That was the red and white store over here, Rudd's store. And that was Reed's place. The next place was a place where women went to have their babies. And let's see, not the Rudd store, and then there's another store, Cereals lived in there. The next store was Doc Gosner's place.
Peter, do you know anything about that place where women went to have the babies? Was it called the Fabius Sanitarium by any chance?
I
Or
don't
you
know. I don't know. I know Teresa Colbert there, she was born there.
There was a lady that ran a Fabius Sanitarium, and her name was Vera Law.
It could be,
It could be that place.
it could be. But that was one place.
So we're looking east?
You're looking east.
You're right at the corner of 91.
And there's a little pump there by the telephone pole.
Yeah, that pump was, Kate, wasn't that pump there when you was mayor? I think it was. That water pump, and it was there when you was mayor.
Are you saying Kate had it removed?
I don't know. It was there, I think, when Kate was mayor. I don't know what happened to her.
Well, maybe.
Look how wide that street is. So, ooh.
There are supposed to be 3 lanes, one for fast-moving traffic in the middle and slow on the left, and then there's a bicycle path on the right-hand side.
Was that the bicycle path up through by the
Way up
sidewalk?
on the- Yeah, way up on the right. Charlie Shea was telling us about that. Right.
Okay, that's Rudd's store again. Now that store, Dwayne Scales told me it was over on their corner, and they moved that over here. See, the third house there was where Mertens lived. He was the road superintendent for quite a few years. That's the Rudd store again.
Did that burn also, or is it?
No, that's an apartment house down there now.
That Mr. and Mrs. Rudd on the porch?
No, that's 2 men. There was always men sitting on that porch for some reason. See that little thing there outside the door? When the guy brought the bread, he used to stick it in that thing and then they'd take it in the store. See that little case there? I can remember that when I was a kid. Now this was up almost across from the Grange, or the new community center. And that was a meat market. No, I believe this one burned down and they built another house there. It's where Abbott's, you remember
We're going to
Abbott's?
have an unhappy trip.
It was there where the Abbott place is.
We think, Peter, that was taken about the time of Belden's memorial dedication, because they got little flags out on the front of the store, and it was at that period of time that they had the celebration.
Yeah. That's the Cushing Hotel on the upper end. Now you see there's a pump there too. And that pump was to be used by anybody in the town. But I don't know, then I think Francie's, they done away with it, but they put a spigot on the outside of the building where anybody could get water, but I don't know what the situation is there now. I can remember the pump in there. This is it on fire. See, they had a big garage in the back end, and the guy was working on his vehicle on the back end and had open gas cans and caught on fire. This was the Hall Sugar Shack. Now you go up 91. Anybody know where Hall lived? You guys do, but the rest didn't know. Let me see, it's a place above Knapp's.
Filled it.
And that was over in the woods there, on the right-hand side as you go up. That's the same thing. Am I going the right way?
Yeah. Just had some duplicates there. Do you know any of those people?
I don't know. Okay, now, this was told to me, it was on Main Street in Fabius, but I was over to Roger Eden's one day, and I says, well, that's Roy Powers' house right there. So that was taken over in front of his house. And there were a bunch of teams of horses. So that was taken on Ridge Road. That was an old postcard that's been around. You can see houses up the hill there too, but you can't make them out in this picture. Them are the people's horses right there. That was rode on the back end of that car, backside.
Sonny, do you recognize that?
Yeah.
Is that Sonny?
Nice horse.
Now that's your house up there, or barn house right there.
Nice horse.
What's that say in the corner? It says Crown Prince Stallion underneath that. Can you make that out?
Weight 1280 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, it's got the years anyway. Can't see it on here. That's Harold Hall. He had a garage down in the lower end of town, about the corner where the blacksmith shop is. He had a garage there. That was a picture I found of him in the garage. Another picture. Okay, now this is over on the corner of Pettit Street and Main Street. That was the firehouse. And then the back of that had the jail. And they had a meeting room upstairs. Harold Hall is the one that's driving that thing. And that's the old thing on the back street where they used to have their town offices and things. It's still there. It's a garage. It belongs to Dr. Kramer, I believe, right now. Front of the firehouse. Now this is a canning factory around 1900. That's down there where the bowling alley is now. That was where it was. That's another picture of it. And those are labels that they put on the cans of stuff. I had a man call me from way out west. His mother gave him one of these labels. And boy, he thought it was worth $1 million. I says, around Fabius, there's quite a few of them. Those are workers at the canning factory. More of the cannon factory. That's more of it, yeah. And them are workers that worked in the cannon factory. They're all dressed up pretty good for people working in there. Now, you know that house right there, it looks like Brian's house, doesn't it? You see it there? I'd say that's Brian's house. And the trees back of it look like from the monument. Take a couple pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are close-ups of the people sitting there, right?
I like the man who has the two women there. He looks kind of proud.
He looks like he's got glass eyes.
Anybody know any of these people?
No? It's too bad they didn't write the names on the back of those pictures. Now this is where the school on Main Street sits. They were planted here. Yeah. You see the Baptist church there? The Methodist over there? So this is back in where the school area is there. See the hills, and there wasn't many trees or anything around it.
What year was that movie about?
Could have been the 20s or early 30s.
What years were the ginseng years of Fabius?
I don't know that much about it, Bill.
How does such a comment from the woods? It makes this kind of story, but obviously
It
not.
needs to be shaded, like in the woods.
I believe this guy lived where Sonny Goodrich owns, right? The schoolmaker?
Yeah.
That was a motorized bus that went from Fabius to Apulia. You got a picture of that? Yeah. Now this is probably Knapp's chicken business, isn't it? This is a picture of their house on 91 here.
Where was the sugar house? That would be up farther going.
Up farther over in that woods over that way. See, that's McCall's place up there, where that barn in the saddle there is right behind that woods right there.
Where did Bumpus Road come down?
About halfway there. See the Bryan Road?
Yep.
Probably straight from that right across. Now, that was open when I was a kid. I drove on that road.
There's no turnoff, but you can tell where it has been used.
Well, it might be up just a hair.
Could it be down where that car is on the
It
road?
was straight across from Bryan Road.
Yeah, you can see the trees and stuff there still.
Now, Maple Terrell had some relatives that lived over in that, ways off the road. There was a farm. Huh?
Can you help us out?
They could have. They could have. I know Mabel Terrell said some of her relation had a place there. Now this is the Knapp place too.
Must be before they got their fancy car?
Must be. Big place way back then, wasn't it? Now this is Knapp's original place. This is up on our place. We bought, my people bought this place in 1902. And the Knapps, they were noted for chickens, and they shipped them all over the world, I guess. They raised chickens up there. Yep.
Which way we live?
You know where we live?
I know where we live.
Go all the way to the top.
Okay, so,
That place was up there,
so that's south is going this way, south is north.
south.
Okay.
The only thing that's left up there is the foundation for the house. And the trees are there. The trees are all grown up. And that's a gigantic tree, yeah. This is a close-up of the house. This is a steamroller in Fabius. I don't know none of those guys. They must have worked on the roads here. And this was the milk factory down here in the lower end of Fabius. That's a better picture. And that's when they brought milk by cans, dumped them off.
Any sign of that anymore?
Oh yeah, that's down there, yeah, the building's there. Just as you're coming in the village, on the lower end. Those smokestacks and stuff ain't all there, but it's there.
Who's our driver?
I don't know.
Who was making that many cans of milk at that time?
You got 10 on this side.
85 pounds a can, so that's a lot of weight there, if they're full. I don't know exactly where this is. Water.
Pete, we're told that that's the dam that ran the mill for making feed in Fabius.
Oh, and Fabius?
Yeah.
Yeah, where was that?
Across from Virginia Cameron's house someplace. By the blacksmith shop, somewhere back in there.
Well, you know, that water that run that mill, they made a canal for that, and it went way up by Cisco's or somewhere something there it started in. And it come down this canal. And where Cameron's lived, there was a pretty good sized barn there. And it went right underneath that barn. And then it went across the road right in front of their house. There's the bridges there, yeah. And,
And that was Gene Terrell's barn?
no,
No?
where Cameron's lived.
Okay.
And, so that was diverted down through there. And you talk to people that live up through there, they can see where that canal was. And that's what run that their feed mill. But I never see this picture. I don't know where you guys got that. And that's the mill right there. Now, that place was on the east side of the road, and that was called the Mill House. See, Mill Street. And there was a house there, they called it the Mill House. And when I was young, there was a lot of different people rented that place. See, there's the mill there, see? And that building way down, that was on Teresa Kogan's place, and that was Popeye Bowers. He had chickens there. And this was, I think William Shea. He run a taxi from Tully to Fabius. And that's in front of Dr. Gosner's house, or Carol Gosner's place now. Methodist Church. Fabius Ever Greenway back. Now that was the Methodist Church when it had its full steeple. They claimed that steeple was rotten, and after they pulled it down, it wasn't rotten. This is a picture of the town way back. Well,
The Methodist Church. is that-
it'd be over back of the Methodist church, looking towards Main Street. This is the back of the houses,
Where would the Evergreen Cemetery be?
in back of us. Like in back of us here. That could have been near the P frame,
Cannon.
by the cannon breaker. That picture could have been taken. Now this is taken on the north side of the place. That's the back end of the Baptist there. You see it?
So we're looking south?
You're looking south now.
Look at those hills, though.
Here's this house there. So that's not the barn?
There's no trees on it.
Yeah, Academy Street's got to be the back street there. That's the view of the Evergreen Cemetery. Now they said this was, Charlie Shea said that was an oil lamp that lit the streets there. See that thing hanging there?
What was it hanging from?
I don't know. Well, this would be the hardware over here.
Oh,
And
okay.
you see the hardware? And Shea's store had been over that way. And those are the other houses down through there. See it there? I don't know what it hung from.
I think that's what it is, it's a UFO.
Now let's see. See that house right there? That house was moved when they took the school out. Or when they built the school on Main Street. Right there.
Trees look awful.
The trees look all dead, don't they? Now that's that house down there where I told you the babies were born.
Mary Shea, Charlie's wife.
No.
What?
Aunt.
It's part of the Dirty Dozen.
I want that horse.
Were women allowed to run a carriage like that?
I don't know.
Must be.
Or was it she just posing?
I'll remind you of that tonight in the barn.
Yeah, this is a picture like we see before on the lower end of Vegas.
Good one, Joanne.
That was very good, Joanne. I hope that got on the videotape.
Let's see, I gotta figure this one out.
I shut it off. There's that pump that Kate did away with.
This is the pump that was out in the corner there in the middle,
Yep. Kate's pump.
but what's the house? I can't make out the
Is
house.
that Doc Gosner's?
That's Gosner's house by those windows up at the top.
Oh, that's Gosner's house there?
They are little windows, aren't they?
Doesn't look like it. Right.
I don't think the other house is that close to Gosner's.
Go back 1 feet, if you can. That's it before we go do a close-up.
It's just the angle the camera looks, makes it look closer, I think.
Must be. Yeah, that's where Fonda has her flower shop right there. And my aunt had that house on the corner. She ran a beauty shop, barber shop there. And when she first moved in the village, she lived in that house over there where Leo Fogut lives now. She lived there and then they moved over to the big house. And that next place is the Farewell place, I believe. The Farewells lived in there. And between that time and now, there's another house built in between those two, where Claude Harris used to live. No.
That Reed's house, Peter, looks like Reed's house.
Is that Reed's house?
You're like, look at west.
It looks different on this. The porch looks different.
Well, it is different. It is different, yeah. They changed.
Yeah, it must be.
So that's
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be it. And your pump's over there in that triangle there. But the house on the corner there, it doesn't look like.
Spray house is on the right.
The what?
Spray,
Spray?
where, Honda's, flowers started.
Yeah, on the right over there, yeah. But that doesn't look like Hall's house, that big house there. Did that burn down? They rebuilt that?
Peter, there's a pointer there if it would help any. You're talking about that house right here, is that the one?
The next, that one. That house right there.
Lights been shot. It burned down in 1829.
That's what I thought, it must have burned down. Oh, okay.
Peter.
Because I didn't see that. Then you can, oh, okay.
Time to give it.
the same picture.
Yeah, that's the one. Anybody know about this house? That's Emmett Jacoby's?
The board fences were earlier.
That throwed me because I don't remember the fences. Is it?
That should be the west side of Route 91, up from Fonda's place, those houses in that row.
So Mary Brennan's maybe the second.
Second house is John Brennan's. First house you're looking at, Fabius. And the other, when you look up the street there on the right, is Martha Witt.
That's Fonda's house over there where she got the flower shop. And I believe these are parked on the corner of 91 and 80 here. These horses.
Who would be that distinguished looking man with a beard?
I wouldn't know.
Is it?
No,
We don't know.
Too tall? No. Ron's grandfather had a big white beard like that.
Ron's grandfather.
That's what 15.
What's his name?
See that little block behind it? That's where they used to stop and let people off the buggies. I think that's still there, but it's in bad shape.
Where is this? Where is that?
Down in the lower Fabius. That house is right on the corner. Now this is the Gallinger house. Gallinger's built that. You know, everybody know where it is?
Who lives
Right on
there?
Main Street.
Who lives there now?
Gallagher's. That's where you can go pay your taxes, I guess. Then that next house to the right there is, that was Shea House, when I remember. The way in the back end, that's probably part of the cannon factory, you see it? Now this is the Hurley place, and that's on the corner of Ridge Road and 80. And the Jewels live in the next house there. Now this was the old post office in this first building. And when I was small, there used to be a library in there too. And the next house is the one that's right beside the school parking lot there. Mrs. Northup, she used to live in there. She was a teacher in school. This one here? I believe the Virgils own that house there. The hardware store was over this side of it, towards the east.
Virgil moved there when after Grandma's time.
And I remember when we were sitting in the car, and Bobby was in the school. This was before I was in school. And we were sitting down back of the bus garage, or back of the school. And they did something in that little barn. And the first thing we knew, the whole roof was full of rats. They all come out on the roof. And then right after that, they opened up a hardware store there. I couldn't believe it.
Peter, are those the houses they took down for the school? For the one that's still standing?
No, that one there's still standing.
Who's in there?
This one here they took down with the parking lot is there by the school.
Who's living in that house now to the right?
Andrews?
Okay.
Andrews. They own it. That's where Harvey Baines lives still. Okay, this is, that's Dick Hurley's place in the back. And this is Wilmot's over in this corner here.
So is that where Dr. Andrews lived at one time then?
I believe so.
And the Powers, would that be a relative to Roy Powers?
No.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Now that's one of the houses they took down on Main Street for the school. Right there. And then this is a house that was up in Sheckham where Emily Estes was brought up. You remember Emily Estes that rode along the post road? That was two pictures put together. And that was, I think, her father or somebody. Myra Riley? Myra Riley?
And he was impressive enough that she wrote many a tale about him in her books.
Papa was brown.
Papa was cousin.
Not whatever.
Papa never took a drink.
No, no.
What's that saying?
At the end of the ring.
I believe that's Jim Shea, or Jim Keith, that guy. Okay, these are workers that worked up at Hayland Park. Oh God, I can't remember, I don't know if I can name them all. The first one over there is Bert Hitchcock, and the next one's Arnie Burlingham. Remember him? Gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is my uncle, Bill Slick. I can't remember all the names. Yeah, the Charlie Darling's right there. I don't know, this might be Stripe over here on the end.
That really dancing, just like a bunch of that.
No, I don't think he was in there.
You're a long time.
No. Shit. We got them wrote down home, who they are. Oh, there they are. here. You want to go back and see the pictures again? See, it is Frank's, right? You make them out, man? There's an old car. Now, what year is that one?
41.
41?
Now that's Sherry's father.
Yep. Pictures of the monument. That was built in 1902.
Whatever happened to the cannonball? They're stored somewhere.
Charlie, you know where the cannonballs are?
They're stored somewhere because I think kids were messing around with them.
Where the cannonballs go? Do you know where the cannonballs went? No? Bye-bye.
Nobody knows. Okay.
What's the point?
Where's the cannonballs stored?
Where are they now?
You're in storage.
For
They're-
safety.
Very valuable.
They're probably in Ford's garage. Okay, now these are Fabius born people.
Mine's Bob.
So these people were all born in Fabius here. All but Bob Moore.
Well, what's he doing in there then?
Well, he was supervisor when we had this celebration. So, see Linda Myers there?
Who's that guy with a mustache back there? It's you, Peter.
Yeah.
He's up there with a gray suit and full
Is that? I think that's it. Thanks for coming.